Hi friends, our activity today is going to be designing the interior of your own imaginary house, and the printable that you will need is this particular paper right here. You are also welcome to use your own plain piece of paper if you want to design your own, but this is the guide that we will be using today. You will also need a pencil, an eraser if you'd like, and any coloring pencils or crayons for when you're finished if you want to color it. And you might also want a ruler. This can be helpful because we are going to be drawing a lot of straight lines. If you don't have a ruler, you can also use the edge of a paper. And I actually like to fold my paper in half perfectly like this. And to draw a straight edge, you can use the thicker side of this folded piece of paper to draw a straight line. So ruler, paper, pencil, and eraser. Let's do this. All right, let's get started. We are going to be designing the interior of our own house. Now we can make this our house that we live in now, or this can be an imaginary house. I'll tell you a little bit about where I got the idea from. Now, one of my very favorite books as a child was called The Brambley Hedge, and it was a series of stories about some mice. Now, we all know mice live in the meadows or they live in trees, and what I loved about these stories is that these mice lived in trees, and in all the illustrations you could see this cutaway of what the inside of the tree looked like, and you could see the stairways, and here's the kitchen, here's a bedroom, here's an attic bedroom, and it gave me all kinds of ideas for if you could cut away the inside smack in the middle of a house, what would it look like? Now, your house doesn't have to be a box like I've drawn for you. It could be the inside of a tree. It could be the inside of a hill or a mountain. You guys can get really creative. But for the exercise for today, we're going to go ahead and just use this outline. Go ahead and draw your own if you want to, or use this as a reference. I like to start out really lightly. Now, if you're really confident drawing straight lines, go ahead and do that. If you want to use a ruler, that can be really helpful too. And the first thing you're gonna do is you are gonna start outlining where your rooms are gonna be. So I'm gonna have a bedroom. I'm gonna have maybe a hallway right here where I'm gonna put the stairs. Maybe downstairs there's a kitchen and a family room. I've made this little rooftop for you so you can get creative. I'm gonna make this an attic space, but because I think it would be really fun, I also wanna make maybe a top secret attic that has a secret code or a secret passageway. And then I'm gonna draw my stairs. Now I'm not gonna be drawing it three-dimensional like the Brambley Hedge. I'm gonna draw more two-dimensional, which means I'm not gonna draw it in a way that shows depth. I'm gonna draw it in a way that is a little bit more simple. So maybe I have another stairway here and another stairway here. You really can get creative with whatever you want to do. So first I'm gonna start out with my stairs. And the way you're gonna draw stairs is, it really is like a little series of triangles. And you're gonna go across and down and touch that line, across and down, across and down, across and down, all the way down. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm gonna do the same here. So now I'm gonna draw this one up and across, up and across. And the idea is to make these little parts right here flat. You see how that's flat? That's where you're gonna step. You're gonna go up and across, up and across. I think I wanna have a staircase into my secret attic. So I'm gonna make this a regular staircase, but maybe at the top I'll do a secret door. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and make a railing across your staircase. I'm going to draw a line. When you guys are drawing straight lines, the best thing is you're gonna use your eyes and you're gonna give your eye a reference point for another straight line that's close by. So do you guys see this straight line? Now it's diagonal, but it's straight. So as I draw the railing, I'm gonna start right here, and I'm gonna use my eyes, and I'm gonna look at that opposite line as I draw the line that I'm drawing. And that's how I'm gonna get my straight line. I'm using that one as a guide. Now for my railings, I'm gonna have them go down here. I'm gonna do the same for this. I'm gonna draw my straight line while I'm looking at that line. Let's get those railings in. Now what's fun about this activity, like I said, is that it really is meant to expand your imagination. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in my windows. I'm gonna make this downstairs room the family room. So I'm gonna have a big window right here. You can use a ruler for all 4 lines, or you can use a ruler for 1 or 2 lines to give you a guide. And then maybe up here, maybe this will be a bedroom. So let's put a nice rectangular window in the bedroom. Maybe there's a dresser or a bookcase below it. I'm just gonna do squares for now because I wanna give myself some options, because maybe I'll wanna do curtains, or maybe I'll wanna do some other things. This room is gonna get some smaller windows. And you can tell I'm not being perfect. This is not about making a perfect drawing. If you wanna go back and make it better, that's a really great idea, but it doesn't have to be exact. And that's what makes it really fun. In the kitchen, I'm gonna do some of those smaller windows again because I wanna have a counter. In fact, I'll just draw it right now. I wanna have a counter in the kitchen like that. So as you can see, I'm starting to get a little bit of an idea of what this space is like. Here you go, you can see that. Now I'm gonna keep going, and maybe in my, where do you think we should start? You can start wherever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and start in the family room. Because I wanna have a chimney, I love it when houses have chimneys. We don't have a real chimney in our house, but I think it's fun to draw them. You can see these little straight lines, and the lines of the bricks are offset. Now if the chimney is over here, it makes sense that there's gonna be a fireplace somewhere around here. So if this is your family room, I'm gonna draw a fireplace right around here. Maybe a mantle. Most fireplaces have kind of a border. Maybe it's a stone border or a wood border. It's what's called a mantle. And I'm gonna draw a little fire in there with the grate down below. Now over in my kitchen, I'm gonna draw some cupboards. I made those counters a little high. I think if I were to do it again, I'd make them a little smaller, but that's okay. I'm gonna draw some cupboards like that. Now, I think it'd be really fun to have some curtains. One thing I don't ever mind doing is, do you see how I didn't even erase? I just added curtains right over top. You don't always have to erase, and the reason why is because if I'm gonna go in and color, I'm just gonna color right over that. This kitchen's gonna have purple window coverings. Now if you want to, I have an eraser here, or maybe your pencil has an eraser at the end, and you can erase if you want to change it. Let's go ahead and have a little table. Just a small little table for a family with maybe a chair, maybe 2 chairs for you and a parent, or maybe this is a house you've never been to. Maybe this is an imaginary house. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little jar of flowers up here. And as I'm gonna draw this, I'm gonna be getting ideas. So it's okay to say, oh, I'm working on the kitchen, but gosh, I have an idea for my secret attic. So you don't have to finish your room. You can kind of go wherever your imagination takes you. So up here, I have this attic area, which I don't know what I'm gonna do with yet, but I have this idea that if it has a secret doorway, maybe there's a handle that you can see right here with a key. That's like a sideways view with maybe a lever up there, but maybe I want there to be a sign. There's a sign at the bottom of the staircase that says, "Keep out." And that's to warn anybody that wants to go up there that it's not for them. It's full of danger, or maybe it's full of magic. Now up here in my attic, I'm gonna make this a magical attic. So up here I'm gonna have a shelf, and in my shelf I'm gonna have some magic potions. I'm gonna have little bottles, maybe some spell books up here. And then maybe up here I'm gonna have a treasure chest. So here's my little treasure chest. It's gonna have a big lock on it though, because this is not a treasure chest that you can access easily. This has to have a special key. And if the treasure chest has a special key, maybe the special key needs to be in a magical cupboard. So I'm gonna make a magical cupboard that has a door here and a door here. And inside that magical cupboard is a key, but only you know where it is, so don't tell anybody. Now, as I go through my house, I'm gonna keep adding. So let's make this one a bedroom. And if we're gonna do a bedroom, it's really fun to draw beds sideways. You guys know how to draw a bed sideways. So you're gonna have your mattress here and your blanket, and because it's draped over the bed, it's gonna be a little ruffly. You're gonna have legs here and legs here, and maybe a little bit of a headboard that is just a sideways cutout. You're gonna have a pillow right there. Maybe you have a baseboard right there too. It's nice and special. I really like to draw patterns, and what's really fun is as you're working on your house, you can add wallpaper, you can add patterns, and so I'm gonna add flowers to my bedspread. I hope you guys can see these little things, and I hope it's giving you some ideas. My bedroom has a place to put my clothes. It has a dresser, so you can make, well, I don't really like how I did that, so I'm gonna erase it. And I'm gonna make this a flat bottom, maybe a little rounded underneath. I'm gonna give it 2 handles like that. Now this right here is my window, and I'm gonna have little curtains. I've never really had curtains like this, but I think they're really cute to draw. And so I'm gonna make these polka dot curtains. And you can keep going and going. Maybe up here, because like I said, this is an attic, maybe it's a playroom. So I don't know, I've never had a big playroom in my house, but this is where you can get really imaginative. Maybe, what if you had a huge trampoline in your playroom where you could jump, or maybe you have a basketball hoop. That would be pretty amazing to have a basketball hoop in your playroom. Or maybe there's a huge rock climbing wall. This is where you can get really imaginative. You can do whatever you want. Now after you've been working on this house, maybe you've decided that you don't even want to live here. Maybe this is a house for an animal family, just like the Brambly Hedge book I showed you. It could be a mouse family or a dinosaur family, and you can get really, really creative. And as you start thinking about that, you can start asking yourself, what kind of things would they be using every day? What would they want to have on the wall? And so it's really fun to start thinking about, maybe there's pictures on the wall of their family. Maybe it's a fancy picture frame. And let's make this, well, I just started drawing ears. So let's make this a cute little mouse family. And we got the mom, and maybe the little baby right here. Whatever you guys want to do. It can even be really fun. And then lastly, I think we need to have a bathroom in this house. So let's draw a bathtub We're gonna draw a freestanding bathtub with a funky little shower head that really doesn't look very real, but it's kind of fun. And we gotta have a sink to brush our teeth with little knobs right here. There's the sink going in and a toilet. All the things you need to have a house. This activity is really fun to do over and over and over again. So feel free to print out as many copies as you want and make it really fun. And if you get ideas, go ahead and make your house have little cutouts of the inside of trees where you can really get imaginative, or maybe the inside of a mountain, and get creative with what you want your house to look like. Have fun, you guys.